Okay, hi everyone, it's Alan here. Yeah, a while back I started to rebuild and optimize the studio. So, and now I'm pretty much finished with it. So I just thought I would do a short video for you. I'll try and keep it as short as possible, just to show you the new layout and how I've set it up now. And the reason I've done this was because I had way too many synths and too much gear in the studio, and I was spending too much time just playing around with all the gear instead of being creative. And also I wasn't happy with the acoustics the way the room was. So I've actually turned the room 90 degrees, which I'll show you in a second once I stand up. Anyway, yeah, and I'd just like to go through the gear that I've actually kept now in the studio, because I've sorted a lot of stuff out, and I've actually now sold quite a bit of gear. I've actually gone and sold my complete modular system now. It's completely gone now. Yeah, which was a good decision, because as I said in the previous video, I wasn't creative at all. I was just playing around and experimenting with the modular. And I've got rid of some. I've sold off quite a lot of synths, but I've kept my gems. I've kept my things like my Jupiter 6, my Oberheim gear. I've kept all that as well, because that's just stuff that you just don't sell. But anyway, so let's where will I start? Right, I'll start with the keyboards then. As you can see as well, I've got new stands now as well for the all my gear. I've got rid of the IKEA shelving, and I've just bought the Jasper stands with the extensions, because it's all from the height and everything as well. It's all easier to get to for me. So yeah, it just keeps things a little bit more compact as well. And then from a sitting position in the studio, I just turn around basically, and I'm sitting working here, and then I turn round. I've got here all my synths, and then I've got here all my synths, and I've got here sort of the outboard gear that I'm using at the moment. So yeah, let's go through the synths that I've got in the studio. Some of you might call me crazy because I'm still using the JD800s, but I've actually now got 3 of them. So there's another 2 here. So yeah, don't ask any questions. I just have 3 JD800s. Yeah. So anyway, start off at the top here. Okay, this the Behringer Poly D. I love this thing. It's quite a brutal synth, and yeah, it's I like it. I like it for its nastiness. I don't like the distortion, but it has the 4 oscillators, and when you're using it in, say for example, at the moment I've got it in mono mode. So when you're using it in mono mode, you can get some really powerful sounds out of it. Then we move on to the Behringer Monopoly. This is actually they've just released this recently, and I love it because I had the original Monopoly, and testing the 2 of them together, there was absolutely no difference. I just had to calibrate the filter on this one, because I think the factory calibration just wasn't right. So but the great thing that Behringer have done with this is that you have, without opening it up, you have on the back end here, you have all the you have access to all the things like the cutoff resonance and all that kind of stuff, so you can calibrate it to your own taste. So I've done that. Okay, I've still got the MS-101. Still love this. Great little synth. Again, last time I said I was a bit disappointed with the step sequencer, because it doesn't have as many steps as the original. Roland Jupiter XM. I've actually had time now to properly dive into this, and I must admit, it's absolutely amazing. It really is, and I could recommend this thing to anybody. I would love to have the bigger version, the Jupiter X, but I just don't have space in the studio. I'll probably have to go on the floor somewhere. But I'm quite happy with the XM, because I can use any of the other keyboards, with full-size keys then, for playing around and programming and stuff like that. But it's an amazing piece of kit. It really is. So Oberheim, well, it's not the Oberheim, but it's the OB6 from Dave Smith. Still love it, still one of my favourite sounds, and I'll always keep this in the studio. A new addition, and this thing is, I don't have any words to describe this thing. It's actually a completely new synth on the market. It's the Udo Super 6, and it's a 12 voice polyphonic analog hybrid synth, and it's unbelievable what comes out of this thing. But it still has a few teething problems. Nothing major. It's always the same with a new synth, with the firmware that's in it. They're continually updating it. So yeah, they are on top of it, because it does have a few slight problems. But nothing major. It's more related to the arpeggiator and the sequencer, which I don't use too much. So, but the sound of this thing is just absolutely amazing. It really is. I've never heard anything like it. People say it's similar to the Jupiter 6. I disagree. I have a Jupiter 6, and now that this thing, you just touch it, and anything you do with it is usable. It really is absolutely amazing synth, and it's built like a tank, and it is absolutely top quality. But you would expect that from a synth in that price range. So yeah, anyway, moving on. Still got the Moog Sub 37. Will always keep this. I love it. And yeah, I finally got around to this. This actually now belongs to me. The last time this was actually somebody else's, but I bought it off them, and then I've done all the servicing, replaced all the sliders and everything, and it runs absolutely beautifully now. And I love the SH2. It's such a powerful little synth. It's unbelievable, and that analog sound is just amazing. Yeah, and I've still got the Behringer vocoder, the VC340. Still like using that because I like the string sounds. Still got the JP8000. Yeah, because I still use it for the super saw and things like that are really brilliant on this thing. Of course, you can do it now with software, but I'm a hands-on kind of guy. You see here, all the synths I have here, I can directly go to all the parameters without stepping into any menus. So I just love having sliders and things to turn around, twisty knobs and stuff like that. Yeah, then I've sorted out my effect pedals as well. Still got a couple of distortion pedals, ensemble pedal, and then still got the small stones, the electro harmonics small stones. I love these. Still got the TR606. Still got the RD8. Decided to keep the KB37, although it's actually for modular. I decided to keep it, but I've removed the Behringer Pro 1 out of its casing and put it in here, so I can now play it now directly like a keyboard. And I might actually just add a couple of filters here as well. Still have space. Yeah, anyway, so Behringer Odyssey, yeah, still love this. Still a great piece of equipment. I love the sound out of it. As I previously said as well, I don't really like the effects part on it, so I don't use these. And I've still got the Korg MS-10. Absolutely love the Korg MS-10. It's great for doing sort of swishy sounds and sort of effect sounds and all that kind of spacey sort of sounds. Yeah. Still got these. Got the RD6, which is the Behringer version of the or copy clone of the Roland TR606. Still got the two TD3s. Still got the Model D. Still use this. Still love using this. Yeah, and that's pretty much it now with with synth sounds, and all controlled. You can see at the back end there, I've got two Uniter, eMagic Uniter 8s, the USB versions. Yeah, and you can also see I've done a lot of acoustic treatment as well now with bass traps. I've got the bass traps in the corners and the low bass traps as well. Yeah, and then moving on to my outboard gear. Yeah, I decided to keep the Complete Control S25, but I haven't upgraded the complete software. I just don't see why we have to pay that much money for the upgrades. I think it's ridiculous, but that's a different story. Anyway, so to my outboard gear and other gear. Yeah, I've still got the Apollo 16s because I'll never get rid of these. I love using these. But what I have done, I've kind of upgraded one of them with because the Apollo 16s, they don't have preamps, but I've upgraded them with to these Focusrite Octopres, which they're both 8-channel preamps. So I've got a total of 16 channels. So I've got the 16 channels going into one of the UAD 16s, and the other UAD 16 is just straight in the line input. But I've got everything on patch bays anyway, so I've got all my synths coming in here, and then I've got the patch bays running over to here as well, so I can patch everything. I can patch any synth through the preamps. I can patch any synths through the channel strips or the hardware compressor or whatever. So yeah, I'm still using the Jomeek. I love the Jomeek. It really is an excellent channel strip. Sounds awesome. Still using the SPL Gold mic. Still got the Bellari compressor. That is a lovely sounding piece of kit. I would never get rid of that either. Yeah, still using the Behringer here as a kind of sort of an analyzer, but also got the big analyzer as well because my eyes are getting quite bad. I don't know what's happened to my NTP. When I've done the rebuild, it just stopped working, so I'll need to pull it out again, have a look inside and see what's happened to it. It might just be the PSUs going on it, but anyway. So yeah, here also bass trap in the corner. And here's another new addition to the studio. This is my new Mac. I got rid of the iMac because it was getting pretty much on its limit. And with this thing now, this thing is a 12 core, and I'm just not, doing the same amount of work on it. I'm not even using 30% of its processing power, so that's absolutely amazing. That really was a worthwhile investment. I've also invested in these. These are the Swiss Sonic rack mountable USB ports. So I've got two of them. There's 16 on each. So I've got the 16 here, and I've got the 16 at the back end where the AMTs are. It's in the middle of the two AMTs. And I'm just really flexible if I have any USB gear. If I have hard drives and stuff like this, like so these, I just plug them straight in here instead of having to go to the Mac. And it works quite well. They don't overload either. Yeah, so yeah. Anyway, yeah, still using the soft tube, the console one, still love using that. But I've got rid of my big knob. Not my big knob, but the studio big knob. And I'm using the Impatch V2 because this thing is now totally passive. And it has made a slight difference to the monitoring sound. Because the big knob is not passive, whereas this thing is. It only needs the power to power up the LEDs and the headphone amp. So yeah, trackball. Still love using this. This is the Slate, the Raven MTI, and it's a touch screen. So I love using this thing because it's great for. It's like using the real thing, because I feel it's a bit tedious when you're trying to move around the sliders and stuff like this, using the trackball or using a mouse. So with this, I can just with my hand, I can just change anything with my hand. So yeah, and I just love it. It's the centerpiece of my workflow here at the moment. So yeah. Anyway, so. What else have I got? Anything additional, anything new here? I don't think so. I've still got the TC Electronic here, still love using that. Still using the Dynaudio Acoustics as my main monitors, and the Genelecs for working on. What else have I got? I've got my new sign here as well, just so that everybody, you can see Allan is working. He does work now and again. But anyway, I've now got my third screen is now also a bigger screen, but it's also a TV as well. So I've got my Apple TV. So in case I'm working here on tedious stuff, and I have things like on a Sunday when Formula One is on, or qualifying on the Saturday, I can actually watch it then up on the screen too. Yeah, I've now got the widescreen as well, the Samsung widescreen. I don't know if I had that the last time, I can't remember. I love working on it because it gives you a complete overview of everything that you're doing. Yeah, so yeah, I do love the combination. I've got my new Alexa up here as well. Alexa, say hello.
Hello.
See, and Alexa's brilliant because I've also got the new lighting as well, which is all the Philips Hue. So I use Alexa to control all the lighting, but that's everywhere in my apartment. Everything's done through Alexa pretty much. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, this is and I found my lava lamp. I've been looking for this for 7 months and I found it up in the attic in a box. You can't have a studio without a lava lamp. So yeah, and I bought this as a little addition as well, you know, just to have something to distract me. You can actually put it on so that it works on the beat too. Hold on, how does it do it? I think it's that way. Might need to be a little bit louder. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, but that's just a bit of fun, just to make the place a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more homely. Yeah, and I've got a new chair as well. This is a more ergonomical chair. I can actually adjust everything on it, and it's really good quality, so I really can sit for a long time and work. So anyway, yeah, so I'll try and get a panoramic view here of it. So this is basically then what the studio now looks like. I bought this as well. This is absolutely brilliant. Instead of dusting everything, this is actually a computer cleaner for cleaning out the back of computers and keyboards and stuff like that. And I use it for cleaning, you know, just dusting here, just blow over and it blows all the dust out. So yeah, that's another good piece of kit. So, and again, if anybody's interested in new synths and new synth sounds, I have to come back to this, to the Udo Super 6. Absolutely amazing. Have a listen to the sound demos that are on YouTube, and it'll absolutely blow you away. So yeah, anyway, that's about it. Tomorrow night, today's Friday the hold on, what is it? What's today's date? Today's Friday the 9th, so tomorrow evening, around about 9 o'clock, between 8 and 9, I'll be going online again, doing another live from the living room session with some new progressive stuff on Twitch. So you'll see the link on my Facebook, and I'll promote it tomorrow a little bit, and if anybody's interested, join in. I don't care if only one person's listening or if 50 people are listening. If one person's listening and I can still stand, then I'll keep playing. So yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it. Thank you and have a lovely evening. Okay, bye bye.